Well, another playoff final loss, but we go again. My job now is to put together a team for next season that will get Exeter City promoted, which is what they deserve. But before we get into all that malarkey, let's have a quick look at the season review. I'm not going to spend too long on this, we'll just have a quick look. So the new arrivals, we had Michael Ledger, Sinisalo, Will Smith, Charlie Brown, Medford Smith, all on an average rating for the season of over 7. Moments to remember, biggest win was our 6-1 away win at Stevenage. Remember that game quite well. The match to remember, when we beat Mansfield at home 3-2. Quite a close game that one, but very important result. And goal of the season was back in the Stevenage game again, when our midfielder Dennis hit a deftly executed finish from 25 metres. Finances a little bit of hit and miss. Sponsorship very slightly up. Broadcast revenue very slightly up. Corporate hospitality, competition prize money and matchday commercial and retail were all down. We sold 1,456 shirts. Numb was top seller with the Key, Collins, Sinisalo and Murphy. I think, does it tell us something that Charlie Brown wasn't in there? When I signed him, thought he was going to be a really good signing, and he, like I say, he scored them 4 goals in one game. Looked terrific, but he looked like he's a fan's favourite. So I'm gonna have to try and bear that in mind with the new season upon us. Not too many surprises in the way that we lined up. Sinisalo in goal, Medford Smith, Hartridge, Stubbs and Key across the back. Murphy's the defensive midfield player. Dennis, Kite and Collins across the middle. Chadwick is the advanced playmaker, or attacking midfielder, I should say, and Nom as the lone striker. Not too many surprises there. So again, we had a little awards ceremony. Sinisalo, the keeper, he was actually signed at the beginning of the season that's just gone. Obviously, I wasn't with the club then, but that was his first season at the club. And fans player of the season is the keeper. I think we'll definitely be trying to keep hold of him for next season. Young player of the season again was Sinisalo. Signing of the season, Charlie Brown, the saying. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, if we just have a quick look at his stats. So he made 18 appearances, scored 10 goals, 1 assist, 2 player of the match, 7.14. It's okay, but it's not at that level really that we need a striker to be at. I mean, if we follow that on down, top goal scorer was Sam Nom. Yes, he played more games, but he scored 21 goals. Let's just have a quick look at his stats in further detail. So, I mean, I suppose equivalent, played 39 games, 19 goals, 4 assists, 6 player a match, 7.08. Now, to my mind, I think if Nom would have scored maybe another, say, 5 or 6 goals, I would have classed that as an exceptional season. As it was, very, very good. His 19 goals, a great return from nearly 40 games. Spots a goal every other game. We'll have to see how he steps up next season. And most assists was Alex Hartridge, the centre-back. Most player of the match awards was Nom with 6. Highest average rating was Sinisalo, 7.2. And the most passes completed per 90 minutes was Sean Harris, the 27-year-old centre-back. Completed 70 passes. So back to the nitty-gritty. Just had this message through from the board. So this is the club vision and expectations meeting. I don't think there's any surprise in this. They want to win promotion next season. And critically, my contract expires at the end of next season. One way or the other. If we don't get promoted, my contract runs out. So they won't need to sack me. If we do get promoted, then it's up to them whether they offer me a new contract. I mean, I'm sure probably they will do. So when I came into the club, I did show you a little bit about the dynamics, dressing room atmosphere, cohesion, all that kind of thing. The one thing that was really poor was the respect and admiration for the manager and the way the players kind of interacted with the manager. That was really poor. I did manage to drag that up substantially through the season. So I've just held a team meeting for the end of the season, and I basically the directors, the board want promotion. So is it not feasible to say to the players, we've got a good bunch of lads here, automatic promotion next season? What do we think, lads? This is what they think. Hurt, offended. So is this what I'm working with then? I'm working with players who don't think they're good enough to get promoted. I mean, if that's the case, then they can all go. And I'll bring a new bunch of lads in who are going to play and are going to want to get promoted. It's not good enough. Okay, so I'm going to have to scale it down a bit. Maybe I'm being a little optimistic, but we can still mount a strong promotion challenge. Let's see if that cheers them up. Oh, and they're all emboldened and pleased by that. Whoopie-doo. Yeah, I'm not impressed. Not impressed at all. Okay, we send them off on their jollies to have a think about, you know, what naughty boys they've been. Because they have. I'm not impressed at all. Well, it's now the 9th of June and the Sky Bet League 2 transfer window has just opened. So now is the time to start getting my thinking cap on, get the scouts out doing the job. Well, they've been out doing the job, but I'm going to have to look over send them out doing a little bit more research and look over their reports and see what we can do for next season, see what players we can bring in. Well, we've bobbed on a few weeks. It's now very nearly the 1st of July. Free transfers as well, quite important on 1st of July for a club like Grimsby. Any clubs in the lower leagues, free transfers are a way of making money because you can bring the lads in, free transfer. If he turns out to be really good, can sell him on for a bit of profit. So those kind of signings are really important for clubs like Exeter. But anyway, so I've been doing quite a bit of work. I've been beefing up the staff levels. So when I joined, one of my contract stipulations was that I couldn't spend any money or bring any new backroom staff in, which was a little bit, you know, it was one of those, do I want the job? Yes, I do want the job, so let's roll with it. But now the new season's, you know, upon us, I can sign new staff. So I've really beefed up the backroom staff. So I'll just give you a little indication of what I've been up to. I did ask for another coach. We only had 3 coaches. So basically me and the assistant manager are classed as coaches as well. So we kind of had 5 altogether, but we only had 3 dedicated coaches when I came into the club. I asked for another one, they gave it to me. So I've got 4 dedicated coaches now. As you can see, for Sky Bet League 2, our coaching averages are much, much better now. Recruitment team is getting there. We've still only got 2 scouts and a chief scout. I brought in a director of football as well, just to give me a little bit of help with the recruitment process. And the medical staff I've beefed up as well. So I think you can see for a club of Exeter size, we're actually doing okay on the staff roster now. Also, quite importantly as well, there were 1 or 2 players who were out of contract at the end of the previous season, and that's coming up now. Those players are Jacobs, Isigwan, Veal, Arthur, Rowe and Patrick. I have no real use for any of them. I didn't really use them last season. Obviously, we will need to beef the squad up to replace them, but those players are going on a free transfer. Also, 𝐒𝐤𝐢𝐬𝐻, our young defensive midfield player, was poached by Grimsby. They came in with an offer of 100,000 for him, which, to be fair, I had to accept. It's one of those in the lower leagues, you know, players who are good, quite rightly, are very ambitious and they want to move on. So 𝐒𝐤𝐢𝐬𝐻 wanted to move on, couldn't stand in his way, he's gone. Brought 100,000 into the club though, which I can go on to use. The media always have their say as well before a season starts, and the media dream 11, the position that they predict that they think you're going to finish in. I'll have a quick look at that. So they're basically predicting that we're going to finish in the playoff positions again, 1 place outside automatic promotion. That's obviously dictated by signings. So I am going to make some more signings. Hopefully that will elevate us a little bit. Not that this makes any difference. I mean, I want to get promoted as champions. So the media dream 11 has 𝐿𝐶𝐚𝐬𝐿 in goal, which is great for us. Great keeper. I think, to be quiet and to be honest, let's be a little bit quiet about this. I think we'll be lucky to keep hold of 𝐿𝐶𝐚𝐬𝐿. I think he's a bit of a superstar. But let's keep very quiet about that. Anyway, I've made my first signing. Jacob Mensah, 23-year-old centre-backs, coming as a 3.5 star with the potential to be 4. And they're saying a good Sky Bet League 1 player, which is handy going forward. His stats are quite impressive. 13 for heading, 12 for marking, 13 for tackling. Positioning's great. One of the main attributes he's got is he's got a good turn of pace and acceleration, which it's difficult at these lower levels to get players who've got good pace and acceleration. And as we have seen previously, we do get caught out a little bit at the back. So I think he will be a very valuable addition to the squad. 6'2" as well. Decent size lad. More defence strengthening. Liam Bennett, 22-year-old right full-back. He's coming in as a 3-star. Quite a lot of pace, acceleration. Marking and tackling, 10 for each of those. Not amazing, we'll have to work on that. But it just gives us a little bit more strength in depth in defence. So the players have come back off the holidays. Let's hope they've had some time to reflect on the team meeting at the end of last season. So I have two options here. I think we can afford to set our goals high. We're one of the best teams in the league and should be aiming to finish on top as champions. Now we know that's not going to work, don't we? So we've only got two options. So it's going to have to be welcome back everybody. I hope you had a good break. I hope you're ready to challenge for an automatic promotion this season. Are we all ready? Oh, we're pleased and satisfied. Hallelujah. Couple more signings to tell you about, beefing up the squad. Jamie Bowden, 23-year-old, a deep-lying playmaker. He's coming as a 3-star with the potential to be 4.5. He's got some really good overall stats, and also brought in a bit of backup for attacking midfield, Mackenzie Hunt. A 22-year-old, he's only a 2-star with the potential to be 3.5. Again, as you can see, he's got some fairly decent all-round stats. He's only young, so I'm having my usual struggles in the lower leagues trying to sign players. 1st of July came round. I think I took 10 players in to have a look at them on trial. Of those, 8 of them I offered contracts to because they look really good. Of those 8 players, we didn't actually get one of them. They all agreed to join us. They all agreed the contracts. The finances were all fine. And as soon as they went away, they went and signed for somebody else. So we didn't get one single one of them. And it's the usual old story. You know, all the really good players. There was a midfield player in January called Den Donker who looked absolutely amazing on a free transfer. And I thought, if we get this lad, our midfield will the bee's knees. Same thing happened to him. He went to a foreign club who I've never heard of before. And it just seems to be the way. I don't know what it is. But anyway, you know, we move on. Bit more quality in the attacking midfield department. Daniel Chesters, 22-year-old, coming in as a 2.5 with the potential to be 4. Saying possibly could be a leading Sky Bet League 1 player. Again, overall stats are really good. Good passing technique. 15 for flair, and more strength in depth for the midfield. I think you can see a bit of a pattern here. I'm trying to beef the midfield up. Shane McLaughlin, 27-year-old, coming in as a 3.5 star. They're saying he's unlikely to improve, but he's obviously got a lot of experience. So look at his stats. He has got a lot of experience. He's got 17 for work rate. You can't underestimate work rate in a team. So teamwork of 14. All his stats look really good. I think he'll fit really well into our midfield player. I'm looking for him to be a regular starter. So having just said that I've been quite unlucky in the transfer market, I think I picked up a bit of a steal here. Zidane Iqbal, ex-Manchester United youngster. 21-year-old, coming in as a 3-star with the potential to be 5. Potentially Sky Bet League 1 standard. Looks to have a really good career ahead of him. Some great stats. Quite excited about this one. So I think I'm more or less done in the transfer market now. Reasonably happy with my squad, given the restrictions that I've had. So if you just have a little look at the finances. So we've got just over £1 million in the bank, which for a club the size of Exeter, I think is really good. I'm keeping the wage budget and the transfer budget nicely in check. Wage budget is 42,409, and we're committed at the moment to 41,420. So we're just slightly under that. Still got a little bit in the kitty, nearly 62,000 in the transfer budget, but I'm quite happy now with the way things have gone. With 8 days to go now before the start of the season, might be worth having a quick look at the squad depth. I think if there's any area of the team we're a little bit light in numbers, it's up front. We've got Nom, Cox and Charlie Brown up there, all 2.5 star. We'll have to see how they do this season. Hopefully they can bang a few goals in. But as you can see, the rest of the team is looking fairly strong. Particularly at centre-back, Stubbs, Harris, Mensah, the new lad that I brought in. Sinisalo in goal. I'm a little bit surprised we've managed to keep hold of him. But I'm just keeping my head down at the moment and hoping that nobody notices we've still got him. Another interesting thing to have a look at as well is the media prediction. We did have a look at it a few weeks ago. Let's see if they've upped their impression of Exeter City with regard to promotion. And yes, they have. They seem quite impressed with the signings that I've made, and they've now pushed us up second favourites for the league with odds of 7-5. So finances are looking really good. Transfers I think have gone okay. We've got a decent, good squad depth now to play in the formation that I want to play with no wingers or anything clogging up the system now. The media prediction is really good. They think we're going to get promoted automatically. Let's hope we do. So I think we'll leave it there for this episode. We'll see you very shortly as the new season kicks off. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. If it's the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and we'll see you next time for more from me, the Gobby Gaffer.